What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Crisean, and if you're new, welcome, period. Today is Crisean Conversations, and Crisean Conversations are when I'm just expressing things that's on my mind, how I'm feeling, and anything that I feel like I've been through that I could put out in the atmosphere that can help anybody out there. I am willing to share and possibly inspire somebody, because so many people have inspired me along the way, and I feel like I got some insight. I got something to talk about. I got something to say. So today I wanted to talk about how to be yourself. And this is something that I adopted very early in my lifetime. I was about maybe 17 when I had this epiphany. In high school, I did not come out of the closet. I did not come out of the closet until I was out of high school. So the fact that I was not fully myself helped aid me into where I am today and where I am now. I made a conscious decision because I looked around me and I just felt like it was a lot of people who were fake. I had this, I would say, sprout, and I would probably say the 11th grade, of getting to know a lot of people. I wouldn't necessarily say I was popular, but in high school in general was such a drastic transition from my social status. So, and I'm not trying to, and like I said, I wasn't popular by far, but my social status did change. And when I experienced this, I just felt like I was more myself, more freer. And my mother is my foundation, and she allowed me to be who I am, flourish, all that good stuff. And even though she didn't know I was out, she still let me be myself, let me be creative in the house. My home was my safe space. So when I went outside, it wasn't such a safe space. And the small friends that I had were my safe space, and I adored them. But this time of getting to be a little bit more popular, getting to know people, I ended up experiencing a lot of fakeness, a lot of cattiness from others, how other people looked at other people, how other people view other people. And I am very observant. I'm very observational. So my nature is not to take something and not keep it in. I had to put some lotion or something on my hands. I just felt like it was dry. But anyway, like I was saying, this incubation of, I just saw a lot of like things that I was not privy to, I did not really like. And my nature is to be very kind, to be very respectful. I don't know if it's just how I was raised, or it's just I'm naturally like that. But I don't want to wish anybody ill will. I don't want to wish anybody harm. I don't harbor jealousy or envy or any of those things. And when I see these things, I just cannot help but to just be turned off by it. That's why I cannot date a man who is stuck up, who's into materialistic things, none of that. So, seeing these and experiencing behind the scenes of myself, I remember a phone call that had happened. Someone, and this is before I was out. So when you're in high school and you don't want anybody to know, the worst thing they can call you is gay, especially if you are. And the worst thing in society you can call a man is gay, period. Or refer to him as a woman or in any feminine term. So it kind of hurt my feelings when she didn't know that I was on the phone. I kind of like didn't say anything. I act like I did not hear it. I act like I wasn't even on the phone call at the time. I act like I went to do something and I came back. So it was just those little situations that happen, and not just with myself but with other people that I encountered. So at the high school, I told myself that I was going to be whoever I was. My idols are, number one, Beyonce, as musically, but number one in my life, my idol is my mother. She instilled so much confidence. She walked with confidence, and that's what she instilled in her kids. So I gravitated towards strong women. I gravitated towards women who wanted to empower other people. And I started watching Sex and the City. And I started watching Sex and the City in the later days when the series was done. And the one part of the season finale that happens, Carrie says, out of everything, after she does her whole monologue, she does, and the best relationship you have is with yourself. And if you find someone to love you love, well, that's just fabulous. And what I took it as a mantra to myself. The most exciting, challenging, and relationship of all is the one you have with yourself, talking to myself. And if you find someone to love the you love, well, that's just fabulous. And I ended up taking that I'm going to be the one to love the one I am. And it also took in relationships, and when I started dating in my adult life, I wasn't going to have anybody who didn't dislike my friends. I wasn't going to allow anybody to change who I was or to keep me in the closet, because at that time the next year after that, I kind of went like turbocharged of like being an advocate and an activist for the gay community. So when I tell you that I wasn't trying to be nobody other than myself, I was trying to be nobody other than myself, because as a kid I would do these things and try to make people like me. If I had a piece of candy, I would try to want to share, and if they didn't like it, I would think that they didn't like me. So I would try to get people to like me, and I would just see that people just don't. Like, it's like no matter what you do, no matter what happens, they don't. And I had a bully in 5th grade, my first and my last bully, and I would try so hard to make him like me. I would try to find his interests. I would try to share my food with him, share anything that I had with him. But one day it just dawned on me, like, no matter what I'm saying, no matter what I'm doing, you're just not gonna like me. And when I came to that realization, I blacked out. Let's just say he was not a bully to anybody after that. And I learned a lot about myself in that moment. So after that, I was just like, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what I'm saying, people just not gonna like you. Because if people don't see you a certain way, no matter what you do, they're gonna keep continuing to see you as a person they don't like. And you are doing things that softens them up. If that person genuinely doesn't like you or has some kind of grievance with you, they will make up things to not like you for. So the cycle will just continue and going in a circle, and you just need to remove yourself. The one thing that I learned, people are actually scared to be themselves. Society breeds us and raises us to be certain ways. And when you deviate from those teachings, especially the community, then you're looked at crazy, you're ostracized, and then worse. And people innately fear being ostracized. People innately fear not being popular, not having community. So we never want to be ourselves if ourselves are different from the pack. People consistently are being performative. People consistently are going to do these things if you seek validation from others and not yourself. People will do it, and sometimes it's okay to code switch and to be performative if it has something to do with your finances or safety issues, and I get it. So you can find ways to be yourself. Be yourself in your home. If you have community outside of work, outside of school that you can be yourself around, then take those moments to be your most authentic self. If you feel like outside of the house you can be your most authentic self, take that time to be your most authentic self. We can't be ourselves 24/7, because that's just to be our 100% self 100% of the time is never going to be realistic, but you can be as true to yourself as possible everywhere you go. And another way you can find out how to be yourself is find out the things that you like, find out the things that you don't like, find out the things that make you indifferent. Ask yourself, who do I think I am? Who do I want to be? And I ask myself that all the time, like, who do I want to be, especially growing up? And I just saw myself as a kind person. Like, I kept reiterating this one image of myself, and that was to be a kind, respectful person, somebody that someone can go to and just have a warm embrace. Even when people make me mad and I want to be angry and I want to be vindictive and I want to be and I just want to go on a tirade, that vision of me always comes to the forefront, and I always want to be myself. And if you're someone who feels like you don't have a voice and that yourself that keeps coming up is someone who is outspoken and you want people to respect you, work on those things. Work on being assertive. Work on liking what you like and staying firm in what you like. Focus on mapping out a life you set for yourself and the foundation that you ultimately want to live in. Like, it's one of my other favorite movies, Noah's Ark, and that's Noah A-R-C, and not the biblical one. And it's about a black gay man and his 3 friends just navigating their lives in Los Angeles. So Alex, and the character Alex in the movie, says you have to tailor, basically paraphrasing, you have to tailor your life to the world that you ultimately want to live in. And those mantras always stick to me because I genuinely want to design a world where I don't have to hide who I am. I don't have to dim myself down. I don't have to disguise and masculinize my voice, masculinize my appearance. If I want to be as flamboyant as I want to be it. If I want to be subdued and chill, I want to be it, and let that be all those things be my most authentic self. So, and you always have to redesign your life because the world is ever changing. We don't live in it by ourselves, so we're going to constantly have to switch and change friendships, jobs, family members, and locations to live the life we ultimately want to live. And it's a struggle for me. It's going to be a struggle for any one of us because we keep growing, we keep changing. As the world around us change, our mentality changes. The way we think, the way we go about certain things will change. So all those things make you who you are and help you become the person you want to be. And you have to ask yourself, am I ready to do this without judgment? Am I ready to date a certain type of person who looks a certain type of way without judgment? Am I ready to wear a certain thing without some type of judgment? Am I ready to do this job without judgment? And all those things you have to constantly ask yourself, constantly think in your mind, like, can I do these things and not care about what people think? Can I do these things? Because judgment is going to come anywhere. And I do believe there is good judgment. Discernment is good judgment. So if someone's judgmental, you have to kind of figure that out. Being judgmental and judging something is totally, to me, 2 different things. And one of the most best things about being yourself and helping yourself be yourself and flourish is surrounding yourself with people who love your most authentic self. If someone loves the you love, if someone loves the you that you've come to the table with, that is the ultimate comfort. My best friendships are the ones that I could just be myself with, just have movie night and potlucks, and we can just shoot the stuff and sit there and eat good food and just talk about any and everything we want to talk about and act any and ever way we want to act. As long as someone's not hurting people or being judgmental about people or a group of people or racist and sexist and homophobic and transphobic, then you're not hurting anybody. And be yourself. Just let your hair down and just throw your shoulders back and just be comfortable with that person, because now you have a tribe who is like you and love the things you like, and it will and experience this things you like. And even if they don't experience the things you like, they just still simply just love you and who you are. And those are the things that help me with being myself. And like I said, it's forever changing. It's forever, you get back into walls sometimes because you get into financial binds. You love a certain area and a place and you want to move there, and then it's nothing like you thought it was going to be. The people are nothing like you thought they were going to be, and you're having conflicts with your neighbors, people just around the area. You have conflicts with people in your job. You have conflicts with new friendships and friendships that from people that have come into your circle. All those things will completely test us and change how we think, how we move, how well we are being ourselves in the moment. And sometimes it will take you out of being yourself and out of character, and sometimes you have to get out of character, and sometimes things just make you get out of character. So we are forever changing, but always keep in mind, always be mindful of those, of what your foundation is going to be like, what you want your foundation to look like, what you want your foundation to be like. And keep in mind that goal, because our goals are not always financial. Our goals are not always in the material, in the surface world. A lot of times our goals are within ourselves. Sometimes our goals are abstract, and it has to deal with our emotions, our mental health, our own appearance. So we always have to ask those questions. We always have to consider, we always have to talk to ourselves, ask ourselves those questions, and challenge those questions. If you have something that in mind, why do I want to be like this? Why do I not want to be like this? And those things go an awfully long way. But those are just some things that I just wanted to get off my chest, because I have been put out of my character for the past couple of months, and sometimes I just gotta rear it back in, and I'm trying to rear it back in and just never forget who I want to be, who I am, who I set out to be, and just roll with those punches. So it's always gonna be a journey, but as long as you're talking to yourself and you are setting those boundaries and those goals, you on the right track. So yeah, that's just what I just wanted to say. Things that I want to get off my chest. Thank y'all for watching, and I'm Crisean, and I will see you in the next video.